This is my final video in my series about how I am changing the world through the Destiny I process. Through small and what I previously believed were insignificant moments, situations, or environments, which I now realize were actually enormous. Because anything that is enormous started from the small. It started from an accumulation of small steps, small building blocks to build something great. I gave examples of, I gave one example of a workplace, several examples within that workplace that at the time I thought were not visible and insignificant. But upon reflection, hindsight's always 20/20, but you don't get that hindsight when you're in it. You just have to have the self-trust to know that when you're in it, what is happening, even if you don't see it yet. When you get to the end, you look back and it's like, oh my gosh, look what happened. It's amazing. It's beyond words for me. So, and this is all through applying the Destiny tools and the information that I learned through Destiny online, and then taking the Destiny I process course. Now you can take this information and you can use it to empower yourself and make your life better and stop there and just become successful because you have broken some patterns and habits and you've began to voice yourself and speak up for yourself. And you can do all of this stuff and have it not aligned with the principles of Destiny, which is to honor life, to make the world a better place, to basically change human nature so that we can work together as one and as equals to create heaven on earth, to create a world that is a place that supports every single person, plant, animal, physical structure even. My point here is that you can use and abuse the tools to just make life better for yourself and stop there. But the principle here is that once you've taken care of yourself, you are now in a position of greater responsibility. I'm not saying that I have it all figured out and I have my life completely set, but I am saying it's a hell of a lot better than it was before I started applying these tools, where I was just surviving. I now see that as you walk the process, every step that you take is a step of also taking on a greater responsibility for others and yourself. So you can walk the process. Information is not magical. The information is there for you to do and use your body as a kind of filter where with input and output, where you take the input in as information and your output is your actions, words, and deeds. Output is the physical evidence and proof of who you are through applying the tools. So I was giving examples of these small, what I thought were insignificant moments, and how I now see that these moments can accumulate by living as that example for yourself and therefore for others, where when you take a stand and you reveal and you show and express what you will not accept and allow, and you start coming through as more you, as more expressive and someone that can be trusted, someone that you can depend on. I can say that it does without a doubt have an impact on those around you. Now, what they decide to do with that information is up to them. That is not something you can control. But when you stand by principles and show the benefits of living according to these principles, how if you live what's best for all, you're also included in that, and it makes it better for everyone. Instead of just standing for yourself and your life and your benefit, without any regard or consideration for others, that does not produce an environment or a reality where everybody is tended to, everybody's needs are met. When everybody is cared for, that is a kind of security that we all seek, because So long as there is one person in lack, we're going to have that insecurity of not wanting to be that person and not wanting to be in that position. If we accept and allow that position to exist in this world, we will also continue to live in the fear of ever becoming that. Right now, we live that on a large scale with the abject poverty that exists in this world, the abuse, the complete disregard for life and for other people. So how do you change that? How do you create a world, a humanity where that no longer exists? The only way is to start doing it within yourself and within the part of that reality within which you exist. So you can understand that this kind of change will take time. Does that matter? No, because what matters is that we start. And if we never see the result, the end result of what could be, is irrelevant. We are responsible right now for our reality right now. And if it only makes the world a better place for our great-grandchildren or further, then that is just the consequence that we have to accept as who humanity has accepted and allowed itself to be up until this point. We can't do this with the end goal of only benefiting ourselves. As I was saying about hindsight, we don't get to see what the end result will be until we're actually there. But we have to walk right now knowing the proof that accumulating small actions will eventually lead to change. What's the alternative? Is that humanity destroys itself, that we end up with a world situation that is miserable for everybody. That's the road we're heading on, and that is a possibility. But who are you in that decision of, well, you know, the possibility exists that we never make it, we never make a change, that my actions will never see the fruit of my labor. Who are you in that decision? I think that life will be much more fulfilling and satisfying if you decide to be one that, without the hindsight of what the end result will be, still decides to take the actions that, when accumulated, will eventually lead to change, whether or not it happens. And this is how we are changing the world with Desteni. Through our actions, through who we are, through our self-understanding, so that we can birth this possibility into existence through becoming that ourselves in physical reality. Not just a thought, not just a hope, not just a dream, but actually walking through the exceptional challenge that you face when you make this kind of change in yourself in your own life. This is how Desteni is in fact visible, even though those seeing it through you, through me, don't necessarily know what's going on inside of me, what I'm actually working on. They don't see that, but what they do see is the end result of that. That is visible and that is impactful. And I think that people that are walking this process should realize and appreciate what they're doing, and realize and appreciate that they are visible. If you are standing up from within yourself and in difficult situations in your life, you are visible and you are having an impact. You just may not see that yourself. You may not see the end result or the fruits of that labor, but at the same time, it doesn't matter, because what you are doing is you're creating yourself, and you're basically fixing yourself and giving yourself your own little slice of heaven on earth within yourself, where you are the master of yourself, and you are no longer a slave. You are no longer in these slaved and impoverished conditions that we create inside ourselves. You are your own safe haven, and that if you're walking this process and you're applying these tools and you are making the changes in your life, is something that you will get to enjoy. Not to disregard the abuse that's going on around us in this world in reality, but it doesn't mean we also have to suffer and be a part of it. We are in it, but we do not have to be of it. And when we're in this empowered position, we then take responsibility for it. So things that may seem small and insignificant are actually gigantic. And applying the Desteni tools is basically nurturing these small seeds and growing them into majestic trees, majestic gardens of Eden. So if you're just hearing about Desteni and you're starting to research it yourself, bear with me. Bear with yourself. It will happen. So long as you have the self-honesty and the self-trust and the self-understanding, it will happen. You will change. And if it seems impossible now when you're in it, just keep accumulating, keep pushing. Be gentle on yourself. Appreciate yourself. And walk yourself as if you are a child and the parent in one body. You walk yourself through this development, through all these stages of growth, and you will raise yourself into somebody that you can be proud of. Alright, thank you very much for watching, and stay tuned for more examples and explanations and understanding of how Desteni and the Desteni I process, which is a course that streamlines the Desteni tools, you can sign up for, or you can read the information that's already out there, read the blogs, listen to the vlogs of others. We are changing the world, and it's in a unique way that has never before been seen. Thank you.